How does a man become a legend? And how can you change a legend that's as classic as the character it's based on? In 1987, writer Frank Miller changed the story of Batman forever in the pages of Year One. Reshaping Gotham into a seedy recreation of 80s New York, Miller recontextualized Batman as the story of Bruce Wayne ascending from ordinary man to urban legend. With every new story, the mythic nature of the character grew, leading to more monstrous enemies and ever-growing stakes. By 2009, Batman's mythic status had grown so massive, it started becoming self-parody.
I'm always right. Because you're Batman. Don't interrupt my catchphrase.
After taking over the book in 2011, Scott Snyder and artist Greg Capullo began plotting a new origin story to bring the character back to his roots established in Year One while crafting something entirely new. To me, it's a celebration of all things Batman, states Snyder. The story is both hopefully reinvention and something that's fun and modern and surprising, and a celebration of all things that came before. The modern and classic collided in Zero Year, an epic retelling of Bruce's early days as the Caped Crusader and how he transformed from a man ruled by fear to a legendary scourge of the underworld. Much like Year One, Zero Year charts the early days of Bruce Wayne's crime-fighting career before he forms the persona of Batman. But in place of Miller's grimy, mob-ridden vision, Snyder's Gotham is constantly shifting between glassy perfection and overgrown ruin, externalizing the steps Bruce takes in his own journey. Snyder's Gothic story is given form through the art of Greg Capullo, whose deep inks and sharp pencils evoke the dark deco aesthetics of Batman the Animated Series, but add an expressive, chaotic energy to the story's action, reinforcing the idea of a rougher, less refined Batman. FCO Plasencia's psychedelic colors are a perfect complement to Capullo's inks, using the shifting palette to depict the city's nightmarish descent into violence and crime, brought on by the Red Hood Gang and other new villains. Along with a new Gotham, Snyder introduces a new Bruce Wayne, swapping the confident, capable vigilante with one who's younger, angrier, and more reckless. He's such an open character that way, states Snyder. He thinks he's tough, but he wears a lot of his wounds openly. Snyder explores these wounds with flashbacks throughout the story, but instead of focusing on the one moment we've seen again and again and again, Snyder depicts Thomas and Martha Wayne as fully realized people, showing the love and care they give to their son, and the agonizing pain left in their absence. The loss of Bruce's family is so traumatic that at first, he attempts to bury his vulnerability by completely erasing the persona of Bruce Wayne. Bruce declares himself dead, leaves Wayne Enterprises to his Uncle Philip, and abandons Wayne Manor for an apartment blocks away from Crime Alley. Older depictions of the character use the Wayne's murder to instantly catalyze Batman, but Snyder draws out Bruce's transformation through a series of gradual steps. Bruce mistakenly masks his fear with anger and arrogance, driving away Alfred under the belief that he can fight his war alone. But he's wrong. Bruce's fear of failure is brought forth through the Red Hood Gang, who brutally attack him in his home and leave him for dead. In place of a convenient plan or gadget, Bruce's reliance on Alfred is what lets him survive his encounter. Finally accepting the loss of his family, Bruce's second epiphany arrives. Yes, Father, I shall become a bat. Working alongside Alfred, Bruce resurfaces, dismantles the Red Hoods, and takes on the persona of Batman. But instead of ending on a similar beat to Year One, Snyder deconstructs the hero a second time through a gauntlet orchestrated by the hero's greatest foil, the Riddler. No, seriously, hear me out. This works. Edward Nygma's always been more of an annoyance than a threat, but by pitting him against the inexperienced, arrogant Bruce, Snyder begins to draw a link between them. Using Nygma as a dark reflection of Bruce's narcissism, Snyder recontextualizes Bruce's self-sufficiency as a mistrust of others, informed through his tense encounters with Alfred and then Lieutenant Jim Gordon. Batman's anger and ego put him on the back foot throughout the story, but everything comes to a head in issue 29. With Nigma's plan to cripple Gotham revealed, Batman pushes his mind and body to the limits and fails. Riddler destroys Gotham's power grid, leaving the city open to a cataclysmic storm. It's here, in the story's lowest point, that Snyder brilliantly intercuts the murders of the Waynes, juxtaposing Bruce's failure with his greatest moment of helplessness. Snyder only compounds this failure by turning Gotham into a post-apocalyptic urban jungle, evoking another pivotal moment in Batman's history, the infamous No Man's Land story. Having torn both Bruce and Gotham down to their base elements, Snyder finally delivers his thesis on Batman. While past versions would have had some kind of contingency plan or convenient gadget, Snyder's Batman turns the tide with an epiphany. He's only human, but he's not alone. Reaching out to friends like Lucius Fox and skeptical allies like Gordon, Bruce overcomes his burdens of guilt and helplessness and beats the Riddler at his own game. In the end, Snyder's vision of Batman is more than just Bruce Wayne. It's his friends, his allies. Batman is a symbol for all of Gotham to rally behind, a force of unity and transformation. It's this message that gives the story a triumphant yet bittersweet ending. Bruce may never find the peace he wants, but he's found the purpose he needs in Batman. Despite its massive scale, Zero Year takes a more introspective approach to Batman than ever before, contrasting Bruce's early battles against his own journeys of self-discovery and acceptance. Snyder's love of the character's history is on full display here, but he manages to leave his own mark by painting Bruce Wayne as an imperfect, human hero, and showing the tragic price he pays to ascend to the status of an urban legend. "I've always loved reboots," says Snyder. "I love seeing how people get in there and make the mythology theirs." True to Snyder's words, Zero Year isn't a replacement of anything that came before. It's a loving celebration of the character's mythos, giving new life to the legendary hero and the man behind the mask.